Hi, I'm Hotep, the goddess astrologer and alchemical initiatrix. We're going to get into this alchemical goddess daily astrology intuitive for May 6th, 2022, Friday. I'm going to share the chart with you. We have a powerful day that's super positive. We have this sextile between Pluto and Jupiter, and a sextile is a positive aspect. It is helping you to, go down and into the murky stuff, the subconscious territory of what's been hidden. And so it allows that to surface and come up, so that then with Jupiter being at the last degrees of Pisces, it can be interesting to expand into your soul life, and to expand into greater divine love, expand into greater love, into greater compassion for yourself. So look to have more compassion for yourself, and look to face the shadow and the darkness and the difficulties. It's really important. And then we have this, this trine, and this grand trine between the moon and Neptune and Mars, and so the south node. So we have this this grand trine between Neptune and the south node and the moon, and this trine energy is allowing us to come out of that mental psychologizing, that mental debating, getting into the complexities of relationship dynamics, into polarities, into only seeing it's like one way or the other, that there's not seeing all the other views. There's 1,000 ways to look at something. And so what's the third perspective? What's the third perspective? And so really looking for the other open doors, because Jupiter with the sextile to Pluto, it is the open doors. And Jupiter is like where the gateways can take you, because it's the adventure. It's going out into other countries, into foreign places, it's the understandings that come from within us. And they come from within when we go down into the underworld and face our shadow and face our fears and face the issues, that like the reasons why we're procrastinating and the reasons why we're not stepping into the next level of visibility, or the reasons why you're holding back on a project, or not standing in that greater confidence, or like speaking for what you want and what you don't want. This Aries energy of Venus and Aries, is she's very feisty here. Actually, I don't really like that word used towards women, but whatever. I mean, it is like this fiery, feisty energy. It's like this fierceness is really more what I mean. It's more of this like, not patent leather, but like leather knee-high boots. It's like wearing the short skirt. It's like this energy that's a lot more feisty and fierce and bold and confrontational. But yet Venus is also not very happy here either, but she's going to take action. She's going to go out into the world. She's going to stand in her no and her yes. And so use all this trine energy that we have, like so much trine and sextile energy. Use this positive energy of the moon to move your emotions into happy, joyous places. Like happiness is a choice, but we have to clear the old shadow and karma, this Neptune and Pisces at 24 degrees, and this south node and Scorpio at 22 degrees, this Neptune at 24 degrees. And so we have to clear the karma. We have to go into the karma to clear it. It's the only way. If you keep suppressing it, it'll be in your life. You'll be living it out. You don't think you will, but it's just the same old patterns going around and around. And I got elephant spirit, learn from the past. So I'm going to get out of the chart. And so there's so much positive energy here, like capitalize on this moment. And that buzzy Uranus energy is very electric. This energy wants you to move forward on your confidence, your power as a woman, to step into greater visibility, to do what you've been longing to do, and to also take amazing nurturing care of yourself and go inside to where's the play, where's the pleasure, how are you fully resourced, like where are you providing for yourself what makes life worthwhile. All this Taurus, like the Taurus North Node, like what makes life worth living for you, what makes it worth doing the work. Like, are you doing the play and being fully resourced proportional to the work that you're asking of yourself. If you're asking massive things from yourself, are you playing and having the pleasure and the amazing joy in life and the reading the books and doing the activities and doing the sports and things and the adventures and the novelty that you want, and having the connections that you want proportional to what you're asking yourself to accomplish? And so Elephant Spirit is like, learn from the past, like what didn't work out in the past, where's the old patterns and the old loops, because that's what we need to be aware of. Aquarius, Uranus is like awakening, it's sudden consciousness, it's this awareness, and so it's this higher awareness. And so where can you have the awareness of like those old patterns repeating? Scorpio South Node, see them, catch them, and move in to face those emotions and release those emotions, to move into that higher spiritual soul energy, to move into your soul passions, like that enthusiasm and the inspiration that you are to other people. If you want to be an inspiration to others, you have to be inspired yourself. So Coyote Spirit, very much trickster energy. So it's like this trickster energy, trust in divine detours. So it sounds like there's some things that aren't going to the way that you thought. They're not going to plan, and that's Uranus. Nothing's going to ever go to plan, but it can be the biggest blessing. So and it's definitely awakening and understandings that come up. And then with the Jupiter sextile to Pluto, it's like a lot of understandings coming about our past. So there's a lot of understandings coming up about our past with the sextile between Jupiter and Pluto. So it's like, can you learn from those? Because if we don't learn from what has happened, we will repeat it, and it will be over and over until we get it. And it's not a big deal, but it's maybe not what we want to do. So with what's coming up from the past, which with Mercury in shadow and then going in retrograde next week, it is looking and reviewing and reflecting type of energy internally constantly until like June 3rd. So realize that that's what we're going to be in internally, and don't let that stop you from initiating and taking action in the world. So trust in divine detours, that like what is meant to be on your destined path is meant for you, and what doesn't work out wasn't, it's protection. It really is, because in your mind you don't think it is, because you only think that that it would have went this way, but because it didn't means that it wouldn't have gone that way at all. It would not have been good, and it could have been like rose-colored glasses good, where you think it's good and then you wake up like 15 years later and realize that you're completely disempowered this whole time, and somebody was helping you to be disempowered, and you're like, wow, great, like how much of my life can really be wasted. And so don't want to do that. Groundhog Spirit, it's time to let go, and it's in protection. But I love this card because groundhogs are actually just like this. They're really interesting. They just have this vibe about them. I don't know if you've ever met one, but I've had a lot of groundhogs, but particularly this one groundhog that just like came to like spend some time with me on this like beach, this foresty beach, and with this cold water creek, and he just had this energy about him that is grounded and just unassuming, but unapologetic, just sure, but very just grounded and knowing, and everything's just like, everything's chill and just purposeful, but at just no hurried rushed pace, but very intentional and purposeful and focused, but focused in a diffuse way where he could see everything around him. So this groundhog energy is really beautiful energy, and he has a heart, and he has a mala, and he's got the third eye. And so it's this idea of like, let go of the past. And so a lot's coming up about the past that's not serving you, and that's keeping you stuck in old loops and patterns, that's not letting you grow into the next place of your leadership, the next place of your power in the world, taking up space in the world, your visibility, your light. And so can you let go of the old hurts and the old things? And we let go of it by going in. Porcupine Spirit, time for beginner's mind. Beginner's mind is realizing that like we often beat ourselves up, and like we don't do more things in our business because we're like, well, who the hell am I to do this if I don't know this? Were you supposed to come out of the womb knowing it? Like, when were you supposed to know it suddenly? Was there a button you were supposed to push? Was there a special door? Was there an avenue? It's like, you only know something when you know it. And once you know you don't know it, it's great news, because then you know what to do next. You know to go figure that out, to go learn it, to go acquire the information, to obtain the learning. And a lot of times it's simply by actually having the experience and doing it that you learn it. It's very rarely that you need to do some sort of course or learning or what have you. That can help and that can be very comforting, but you don't need that. So let yourself be in beginner's mind instead of beating yourself up saying that you're stupid or dumb or you don't know something. Big difference between the two. So that beginner's mind is realizing that, like, yeah, of course you don't know what you don't know. Like, what's the big deal? Only the ego has a big deal with it. Canary Spirit keeps coming up a lot this week about sing your own song, and it's in reverse. So it's saying that, like, you know, are you trying to be like other people? Ugh, man, I hope that's not a mosquito, dude. Like, seriously, I think I just got bit by a mosquito on my fucking third eye. What the hell? Or the representation of that on my face. Oh my God, I hate mosquitoes. They love me. I didn't realize that North Cal had mosquitoes, but it makes sense because it's more Midwestern-y than like SoCal is, more tropical-ish sort of, where it used to be, I don't know, like 15, 20 years ago, it was really like that light mist and this great temperatures, but now it's hot as fuck. But unless you're like right on the ocean, but most people don't realize that. Anyways, so sing your own song, Canary Spirit, like, be who you are. Don't be like other people, because we got all of them. And it's boring as fuck. It's boring when everybody's got the same bags and all these brands, and it's just like everybody looks the same with their makeup, and nobody's interesting or different or unique. And then when you talk to them, there's nothing going on inside that's that unique either. I'm not putting people down. I'm saying that this is one of the issues in society as a whole, in humanity, that humanity has been spelled into thinking that that's what life, that's living, that's what to go after. No, live your real life of your unique, who you are. And the thing is that you have to go find the people that are like that too. And that's by getting out in the world, meeting people, traveling, going places, doing events, doing things. I mean, unfortunately, there's not a lot of places in the US, less than more, that are really the places where it's like happening. Although Missouri has a lot of people who are into astrology for some reason, and they all work at Starbucks. I don't know. Spirit took me to like 4 different Starbucks in a like 8-minute area, and I'm like, how many Starbucks can be within 8 minutes of each other? A lot. And they were like these astrology women I was supposed to be talking to, and so I did. And I'm like, who knew about Missouri? But you know, a lot of places I've lived in a ton of different states. I've traveled and seen most states, and it's like a lot of them don't really support a lifestyle of adventure and fun. And so it's like, maybe it's time to move. Maybe it's time to be in a place that does really support and nurture you, and that you get to, you know, maybe it's time to just take day trips. Maybe it's time to take some trips or live some life a little bit, and to like go see what there is where you are, and go to 5 hours away and 3 hours away, and get out of your routine, shake it up, know your worth, know your value. This has been coming up big time this week too. Where's the next level of your self-worth? Because it's never static. It is always something that you are deepening and strengthening. Where's the next level of your self-worth? Go there. It's time to go there. Uranus this week is waking us up to that, to being the individual, to being the rare avis, to being the unique you, and stepping into that next place of your power. Flamingo Spirit, that there are the in-between moments between where you want to get to and where you've been. And so know that the in-between moments have a lot of gold there, and they can have a lot of peace and have a lot of resources to fulfill yourself with. So like, enjoy that time in between, instead of like craving the future that isn't here yet and being stuck in you know, being rueful about the past. Moth Spirit, just surrender. And it's saying, you know, in reverse, that you're not allowing yourself to surrender into the magic of the divine and where the divine wants to take you, and not trusting in the process of life, the journey of your life, which often takes healing. That's what we do in Alchemical Goddess. You can apply for my coaching program on the goddessastrologer.com and book Goddess Call. Come talk. You will get a massive transformation in that call alone. So don't think you shouldn't come into the call if you're concerned about coaching and what have you. Come to the call. It's powerful. So, you know, moth spirit's about surrendering into your soul life, into the real life that you're meant to live, into your power as woman, and to no longer being one of the millions and billions of women who are suppressed, who don't look like they want to look, don't do their hair like they want to do it. Like I didn't do my hair like I wanted to do it, and then literally it was because of what, if I would be accepted or tolerated, or would it affect my money, or all these weird things. And I finally was just like, no, I'm gonna do my hair the way I want it, the way I like it, and that is purple. And I'm wearing my hair the way I like it, you know. And I went through all these phases where I tried to do purple actually, but I couldn't keep it up at that time. So I actually did try to do it first, and then it didn't work. But then my mind let me think like, oh, maybe I shouldn't because it's not professional, or this or that or the other. Fuck that. Like, it is about, like, people want to be with authentic, true, unique people. That's what people are gravitating to right now. Armadillo spirit set healthy boundaries, so that the gifts of the Scorpio South Node are healthy boundaries. The lower octave, you know, being in that Scorpio South Node is not setting good boundaries, blaming other people for your lack of taking time and space for yourself, and then being resentful and having issues like that. So I'm sending you so much love. My battery's gonna die, so I need to get off here. The Light Goddess podcast is 6 days a week. It's daily. So much wealth of information, all for free. iTunes, Spotify, the links below. If you'd like to book an astrology consultation reading, you can do that at thegoddessastrologer.com. Sending you lots of love, and I'll talk to you for the weekend.